Welcome to my house in Bali, where the coronavirus isolation is definitely getting to me and daily tequila shots are the norm. Ready. How much does it cost to live in Bali? That is a question that I've been getting asked a lot lately, and that probably has something to do with the economic crisis. You will start seeing at the end of 2020 and in 2021 that a lot of jobs are going to be moving to remote work. And when you're working remotely, you can live wherever the hell you want. And why not live in Bali? I'm gonna break down how much I spend in Bali to live my best life. I'm living a bougie bitch life on an average girl's tab. It does not cost a lot to live super fancy in Bali, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna break it down. Before we start, get a pen, get a paper, because not only am I gonna tell you how much it costs to live here, I'm also gonna give you my money saving tips, my Bali advice. I'm gonna tell you my routine here in Bali, and it's taken me about a year and a half to get this down. I go to the restaurants that give you the best bang for your buck. I shop at the most reasonably priced places, and I've just got a bunch of Bali hacks for you. So let's get into it. If you have watched my luxury villa tour video here, then you have already seen my house and you already know that it is a sick ass house. It's a 3-bedroom private pool villa with an infinity pool and staff that come 6 days a week, 3 hours a day. So I have a gardener, a pool guy, and a housekeeper that does my dishes and makes my bed. If you want to know more, watch that video there. I spend 20 million IDR a month, plus about 2 million IDR on electricity. So 22 million IDR a month comes out to about $1,418 USD. You want to spend $1,400 USD back in Seattle? That's what you get. San Francisco? That's what you get. New York? That's what you get. The fact that I get this whole place in this beautiful neighborhood to myself is insane. So $1,418 for all of that. What I'm spending on food is about 4 million IDR a month, which is $283 US. My motorbike is 800,000 IDR a month, which is about $50 US. A bottle of wine a week is probably like 189,000 IDR or $12, and I do that once a week. That's $50 a month US. I'm getting my nails done once a month for 430,000 IDR, so that is $27 US, and I'm getting 2 massages a week. 8 massages a month, that's 1,200,000 IDR or $75 US. Plus whatever else I'm spending to go out to eat, to shop, to yada yada yada, we'll throw an extra 100 on top of that. So I am spending less than 2,000 US dollars to live my best bougie life in Bali a month. What do I eat? Every morning I go to a cafe and I do my work there. So I go to this cafe, I get a beautiful keto omelet, I get an iced Americano or a almond milk latte, and I work there for about 3 or 4 hours, and I spend $4. That comes out to $1 an hour for breakfast and coffee and a little co-working space. Then in the afternoon, I am doing a meal takeaway service from Culinary Castaways, and they deliver my fresh keto meals to my house every day for 130,000 IDR or $8 US. I usually just get one lunch or one dinner, and it's so big that it lasts me all day. So what I'm paying per month for my keto plan and for my daily cafe breakfast comes out to about $250 US. On the weekends, I do grocery shopping or I go out to eat. If you are just cooking at home, you can really cut your shopping prices in half. I'm spending, $250 US a month doing my meal prep in my cafes. You could spend half that just by cooking at home. Okay, but the fun part about living in Bali is going out to restaurants. You will never run out of restaurants in Bali. I dare you to try. Prices of eating out. What are you gonna spend when you're eating out? Watch my How to Travel Canggu video. I kind of break down the budget, mid-spend, and expensive restaurants that you'll find here in Bali. But basically, you can eat super cheap by going to an Indonesian place, and you can eat like a huge meal for $2 or $3. Then there's the mid-spend places like Takozaki. If you follow me on Instagram, you see me there all the time. It's my favorite Mexican place. You're gonna spend around 80,000 IDR or $5 US for a burrito that is going to fill you up. So good. Or you can dive into the cafe scene. And this is like Shady Shack or The Loft or Strawberry Fields, and you're gonna get some beautiful meals. I'm talking like massive burgers or big halloumi bowls, always with like a fresh pressed juice or a coconut, and you're gonna spend somewhere between 100 to 130,000 IDR, which is around $8 to $10 US. So there really is a lot of room to control your spending when it comes to food. You can cook at home and go to Indonesian places and spend barely anything, or you can do meal preps and go to really nice restaurants and spend a lot. So a lot of wiggle room for you there. With all that being said, you can also stay home and be lazy and use the app called Gojek. Gojek is kind of like Uber Eats back home. You just order it on the app, and it's a 4,000 IDR delivery fee usually, which is 25 cents US. Personally, I don't really like the idea of paying anyone less than $1 to do a job. So even though tipping isn't customary, I usually tip because I don't really want anyone doing a job for less than $1 because I'm not a monster. Next is alcohol. So I'm definitely drinking today. Like, what else is there to do? But I have a massive pro tip when it comes to drinking alcohol here in Bali. So Indonesia is a Muslim country. The import tax on alcohol is pretty high and it can get pretty expensive. You can go down the street to one of these alcohol spots and grab a bottle of wine. I usually go for Plaga. It is like the cheapest Cabernet that you can find, but I actually think it's pretty good. And I'm spending like $189, $199 on those bottles. But when it comes to the actual alcohol, don't buy your alcohol in the shops. It's so expensive. Instead, use Boogaloo, which is an alcohol delivery app. They deliver 24/7 and your alcohol usually gets here in like 30 minutes. On the app, I ordered what I needed to make margaritas. The bottle of tequila in the store is $849 and on the app it's $650 IDR. So your tequila is literally 199,000 IDR or $12 cheaper on the app. Like, you're a fool if you're buying your booze in the store. Now, if you want to go out to drink, again, watch my How to Travel Canggu video. I break down like the best places to drink in Bali. But there's something we do in Bali, and that is sunset. In America, you always say, hey, do you want to go to brunch? And in Bali, we say, hey, do you want to go to sunset? So usually at the end of the workday, everyone here is an entrepreneur. They've been hustling all day. Laptop closes, you jump on a motorbike, you drive down to the beach, and you meet your friends on a beanbag chair in the sand for sunset. While you can get a bintang beer in the store for about 25,000 IDR, you're gonna pay around 40,000 IDR for a beer at these sunset spots. Not a bad markup. Cocktails are gonna be around 80,000 IDR to 100,000. That's like a $6 cocktail, but sometimes there's 2-for-1 happy hour specials. So you've got drinking at home and you've got sunset. The other level of drinking is, of course, beach clubs and pool clubs, which are famous in Bali. You have places like Wubar at the W Hotel or Omnia down in Uluwatu. Obviously, these are gonna be a little bit more expensive. Whereas the stores sell bintang for 25,000 IDR, sunset places sell them for 40,000 IDR. You're gonna pay 65,000 IDR for a beer at Omnia. So those prices just keep going up. I treat those more of a special occasion. It's not really an everyday thing where I'm going to like Finn's Beach Club to have a 75,000 IDR beer. One of the most expensive I've found in Bali. Finn's, what's with that? And then we have nightlife in Bali. Depending on where you live, you're gonna be going out more and more. In Ubud, you're not really gonna be going out to the bars, but in Canggu and in Seminyak, there's more of a cocktail scene and a party scene, which you might be partaking in. And again, I'm actually not gonna break this down for you. I want you to watch my How to Travel Canggu video for the whole nightlife breakdown. Let's talk about gyms and spas and beauty stuff. You can find some really great gyms here in Bali. There's a gym called Body Factory, which is where like all the influencers go to, and you're gonna be spending about 130 USD a month to go there. But the equipment is really high end, the community is fantastic, and you get classes like yoga classes and fitness classes. But you can find some gyms that are a little bit cheaper as well here in Bali, but the equipment just isn't gonna be as nice. Hair salons, if you're blonde, this matters to you. Please don't look at my roots right now. There are quite a few salons to choose from here in Bali. I've been to Glow Day Spa and Manic Salon in Canggu. Both are really good. Manic is a bit more expensive, but I would say that they're probably the best when it comes to blonde, whereas Glow Day Spa is a little bit more reasonably priced, and they're still pretty damn good at blonde. Expect to pay about 2.5 million IDR if you want full highlights, which is about 157 USD. Otherwise, you can go to these salons and just get a haircut for about 500,000 IDR, which is about $30 for the whole like cut, wash, and blowout. Yes, you can get waxing here, you can get Botox here, you can get lip fillers here. I have a Botox in Bali video too that you can check out, and I talk about the prices there. It's a lot cheaper than back home, by the way. Nails, if you want to get your nails done, there are 2 places I suggest. Number 1 being Colors Spa in Barawa. They do amazing gel and they do really great pedicures. Or you can go to Aliyah Spa, which is in my neighborhood called Umalas. It's a little bit out of the way of Canggu's tourist path and Seminanc's tourist path, but the prices are half price. So Aliyah Spa is worth it. But if you don't want to go that far, go to Colors Spa. At Colors Spa, you're gonna pay 290,000 IDR for a gel manicure, which is $19 US, and you're gonna pay 145,000 IDR for a normal pedicure, which is $9 US. Pretty good deal. Massages, my favorite spa for massages right now is Aliyah Spa. They have an Indian head massage, which I really recommend. Aliyah Spa is as close to a Western spa as you can get, but it has Indonesian prices. I really recommend going there. They're about half the price as the other spas. But the other spas that I really love are Away Spa at the W Hotel. And when you go to Away Spa, you go to the W Hotel, you go to the spa, have your massage, and then you can go to the Woo Bar. Fly. Then you go to Woo Bar, you watch the sunset on the beach. It's a really great experience. Glow Day Spa and Sundari Spa in Seminyak. Those are great too for massages. I have 2 videos on Glow Day Spa, which you can see here. Oh, and if you want massages at home for an extra cheap price, use Go Massage on the Gojek app, and a woman basically comes to your house and massages you at home for 100,000 IDR. And I know that sounds super creepy, but I promise you it's not. Last but not least, we gotta talk about visas really quickly. So you have quite a few options when it comes to living in Bali and getting a visa. If you want me to break it all down super detailed, comment below. If there's a few comments on that, I'll end up making a whole how to get an Indonesian visa in Bali video. But here's what you need to know. Tourists can just show up at the airport and get in the country 30 days free, stamp in your passport. If you want to come here for 60 days and like live a little bit longer, you're gonna get a sticker in your passport and it's gonna give you 30 days that you can extend for an extra 800,000 IDR for 60 days total, which is about $80 US. The visa that I'm on is called the social visa. You have to apply for it outside of Bali, so I went to Malaysia. It gives me 6 months total in Bali. I leave my passport with my visa agent and he extends my visa every month for 6 months, and the total price comes out to $405 from beginning to end of that visa process. There's also the Kitas, which is basically like a residency visa. You can stay here years on end. It's a little bit more expensive. And again, if you want me to do a video like this, just let me know and I will make one. Oh, one more thing. Gojek. Gojek is the Uber app, but you can also get a motorbike. You can go across town on the Gojek app. A 15-minute motorbike is going to cost you something like 9,000 IDR, which is less than $1. So cheap. Again, tipping is not customary, but I don't like to pay anyone less than $1. If you want to get a car ride from Canggu to Ubud, which is an hour, on the app it'll be about 180,000 IDR. You won't know your driver, and in some instances you can't use this app. Like in Ubud, they don't allow Gojek to pick up. They only allow them to drop off. Your other option is to use one of my trusted drivers, and you're going to spend around 300,000 IDR, which is $19 US for a 1-hour drive. Or you can just drive yourself on your motorbike as long as you wear a helmet. If you don't know how to drive a motorbike, that's okay. I will put a link below to how to drive a motorbike in Bali. I drive a Scoopy, which is basically like a little Vespa bike. It's really easy to learn how to ride. And for gas, I think I probably fill up maybe once every week and a half, and I pay $2. So it's really easy and cheap to get around. The nice thing about coming and living in Bali, as you can see, is that being self-sustainable, self-reliant, and independent is really easy. You can do it on a budget, or you can live a super fancy life that you probably wouldn't be able to do back home. And this is another reason why I've stayed here for so long. I can really live my best life here for a fraction of the cost of what I would be paying back home in the States. Okay, that's it. If you're coming to Bali, remember that I write the #1 travel guidebook series for women and the #1 travel guidebook series for Bali. I rank above Lonely Planet now, suckers. So before you come, make sure you get that book. I'm gonna leave a link to my books in the description below. Check me out on Instagram. If you have any questions, message me on Instagram. I usually write back. Please like this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.